Welcome to Sterling High School. This is the Castle Connection. I'm Jarod. Claybourn, joined by special guest Mr. Desmond Wiggins, and a few announcements for you this week in the Castle Connections. First up, the students right now are receiving a very important assembly from the Camden County Prosecutor's Office regarding cyber awareness and cyber safety. Very important lessons being taught right from a detective from the Camden County Prosecutor's Office, and we're happy to have him here. You've should have received messages from Mrs. Considine if you're a junior about NJ GPA testing, which is coming up. That is the state graduation requirement testing. That'll be coming up, so make sure you check that email regarding that. Underclassmen will get informed about that because we will have a change to our calendar with more information about that in the coming weeks. Okay, I want to jump right in. Coach Wiggins. Coach, thank you for joining us. You are a member of our staff. You serve as our internal suspension monitor. But before we get to that, you're a member of our family. You are a graduate of Sterling High School.
Yeah. Graduated in.
It's been a while.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm like dating myself. We just had our 20th year reunion. So I graduated in 2002. Love this place. Started here in '98. I wrestled here. I was more smaller than I am now. Wrestled 103, 112, 119. I have some of the teachers I still have that are still here, which is shocking. But listen, I just love this place. This is family to me. Love the culture, and this is it. So I enjoy it.
Awesome. So before you, obviously, are a graduate here. Before you came back here, I mean, you have a family of your own at home, right?
Yes. So I have 4 children. And with those 4 children,
4 children club.
There you go. 4, I say 4 and no more. So that's how I'm working right now. I have a 13-year-old, 11-year-old, 8-year-old, and a 5-year-old. So the oldest is a boy, and then 3 girls after that. And so, been married for 14 years to my lovely wife, Yannick. And we live now in Williamstown, New Jersey. And also, if I can kind of share also what else I do.
Yeah, please
do. I pastor a church. I've been a senior pastor of a church for 12 years. We founded the ministry.
Awesome.
So we have one in Audubon, and we also have one in Staten Island, New York. And we're also business owners. So we own a day spa for little girls. It's called Yane and Dynasty's Dream Spa, which is all 3 of our girls' names. We've had that for about 4 years now, and it's located right outside of Audubon in Mount Ephraim. So, yeah.
It's wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So you come back to us. You actually have been participating in our community as a wrestling coach.
Absolutely.
You served as one of the assistant coaches. The position came open, and of course, we put you through extensive interview processes.
Absolutely.
So tell me about wrestling, your connection to that.
So wrestling has been my life since I was 7 years old. My uncle got me and my cousin Ivan involved with wrestling. And it's helped train me to be the man that I am. That's one of the things I love about the sport, that it really helps you it helps you individually, but it helps you corporately within a team. So since I was 7, man, I've traveled the country with wrestling. I was on Team New Jersey, 7th, 8th grade. I've been to Iowa, I've been to Canada, I've been to North Carolina. I've wrestled all over the United States. And so I have a passion for it. And then I just started getting this passion to want to help kids and to give them exactly what I had concerning just the experiences it gave me, what it did for me when I was here, the camaraderie. So yeah, I love the sport. I love just helping kids, helping build them not just to be great wrestlers, to be great men. And so that is my passion, and that's it.
It's awesome. So that's kind of one of the great benefits that we saw in the qualities that you bring, is just your ability to connect with our students. I appreciate that that's your passion. So then we went through a pretty tough football season, and we were tasked with finding a new football coach. And before that could come out of our mouths, you were like knocking on the door and saying, hey, listen, this is what I would like to do.
Absolutely.
This is my vision for the school.
Absolutely.
And again, we put you through a grueling interview process.
No doubt about that.
Right? So we wanted to make sure we did our due diligence.
Absolutely.
And found the best fit. It didn't take long to know. We knew that, but it's important that we do justice and go through that process. So,
Absolutely.
So why are you the best fit for us as our football coach as well?
Wow. So this is an interesting fact too as well. When I was here, I played football, contact football, from K to 8th grade. And then when I got to high school, my uncle and my dad kind of made a decision because of how light I was. I came into high school, and I don't mind admitting, and everyone, we have a joke about it. I came into high school, I weighed 90 pounds my freshman year. I was like extremely small. And so that year, they were like, yo, I don't know if we want you to play football. And so I just really focused on wrestling. And then when I got to college, I was wrestling for Delaware Valley. That's where I went to school at Delaware Valley University. And when I was there, I just started getting my burning to really want to play football again. So when I was in college, I ended up playing football in college and wrestling. So I played football. We took a program from a 1-11 year my freshman year to being 12-1 my junior and senior year. Great. So with football, I love it just like I love wrestling. And I have a passion, again, like I said, to be able to help kids and really get the program back to where it wanted to be. My thing was, what really burned in me was just seeing the kids and seeing them, like, they wanted to be coached, and they also just didn't like the feeling of what they were experiencing just internally within themselves. And so that just burns me. You know, it burns the inside of me to see kids, enjoy their high school experience and maximize it as much as they possibly can. And again, like I said, I wanted to help develop young men, not just the winning and losing. Of course, we want to win, but at the same time, I want to make sure I'm making these men become men.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
I appreciate what you said about enjoying the high school experience. We were just joking before going on the air here.
Absolutely.
About some of the things that we did connecting in high school.
Absolutely.
Right? It's one of the reasons why we enjoy, it's attractive to come back.
Yeah.
Is when you connect.
Absolutely.
So whatever we can do to help encourage our students to connect. But it's a huge win. So you had the collegiate football experience. That's obviously going to translate for our student athletes, right?
Absolutely.
You'll be able to communicate that process going into college, whether they're in wrestling or in football.
Absolutely.
Clearly, a huge win for Sterling High School to have a connection between the programs.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
Very excited because they're two different seasons, and I think a lot of those programs, they do connect, and it just helps them to have comfortability with me, accountability, because now I make sure the kids are accountable with their grades. I told the kids too as well, like if you're not a knight in the classroom, then you can't be a knight on the field. So the reality is that you have to have not just participation, but your grades. You need to be well spoken of in the classroom if you're going to compete on the field. And so it's keeping me just kind of on their toes throughout the entire year. And I just appreciate that because it gives me a lot more time to build relationships, develop them, and all of that. So it's a good thing, and I love it. I love it.
Excellent, excellent. Now, we were talking about the high school experience prior to this.
Yeah.
We're talking about kids getting connected.
Yeah.
You're still building your staff even for football, which is not out of the ordinary, right? The Eagles are doing the same thing. They got to build a new staff. They got to build a holding staff. Yeah. Right? So you're working through that process and communicating with Mr. Manlove and myself in that. Also have an opportunity to get involved as we encourage our coaches to get involved in coaching clinics, right? We got a big one coming up.
Absolutely.
So that's excellent too. So currently in wrestling, we had some students participate in districts, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And then we have one going on to regions.
Correct. So this season, I was really proud of how one of the things is that we didn't have a winning record per se in wrestling. And to be honest, one of the things I told the guys this year was that I'm not looking at just the levels of wins and losses. I'm looking at how we're competing and our attitude. And I think the guys kept a great attitude throughout the season. We won matches, but the reality was I understood we had a young team. Of 14 weight classes, I believe we had 2 or 3 seniors that actually started in the varsity lineup. So we understood we were young, and we understood that we needed development. And my thing was just the consistency of seeing guys grow. And I think that was a big deal. We had some matches. We won homecoming, which is a big deal because our 2 coaches who were from the old school, it was just a big deal. We had a great time. We built camaraderie throughout the year. Through districts and regions, we had 3 guys take 4th at districts. Callie Hines, Sean Ahmad, and also I'm losing my train of thought. In Enzar. Yaga Makai. That makes sure I say it right. There we go. I always mess his name up as a joke. It's funny. But also Nico Jolene, he took 2nd at district, so he's moving on to regions, and he is the 4th seed at regions. And so we're really, really excited about where he's at and where he's positioned, hopefully, to be able to make it to states.
The other day I saw you came back at the end of the school day. You were all huffing and puffing. You had just, you went over and helped. You were wrestling around with the kids.
Yeah.
Excellent. So still young at heart and physically. I saw you even recruited Mr. Dorico to get down there.
Yeah, I did. That was pretty cool. The kids enjoyed it. They loved it. It was funny. Most people know Mr. Dorico did wrestle in high school.
Yeah. Actually
was a pretty good wrestler. And so been trying to get him to go in there and work out with Nico and just being consistent. And so, we blow the whistle. Everyone's supposed to be wrestling. And, of course, because Mr. Dorico's in the room, everyone just kind of stops and just tries to watch Mr. Rico wrestling, but it was great. I've worked out with the kids all throughout the year as much as I possibly can. One of the things I'm grateful to God that I'm able to still be able to do what I do, because it's a big thing to be able not just to be able to tell the kids, but also be able to be an ability to be able to instruct them and show them what you want them to do. Excellent. So it's been fun, and they always want to wrestle me. They still think they can beat me, but none of them can.
Great.
So yeah.
Good. Keep that standard. Excellent. Excellent. So some huge wins by having you in our building and as our coaches in those seasons. Number one is always first the student athletes.
Absolutely.
And you are a huge win for them. Your
it.
ability to connect and encourage them. Your language about focusing on their academics first,
Absolutely.
about being good men, good knights, before you even step on the field of competition. So we really appreciate that, and we know that those priorities are going to help those programs grow in the appropriate way.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
No problem.
Congratulations.
Thank you for having me on. I appreciate it.
Of course. All right, so this is March. We're approaching the end of March, and this is our Castle Connection. We'll see you next time. And as always, go Knights.